Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. We'll get your calls in the bottom of the hour, as we always do. If you have questions about the longevity products or business or health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, or if you have a comment or a success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase longevity products, go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And you can also sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team off the websites as well for a one-time $30 fee. Call 866-735-2470 for more info, or sign up right off our websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. All right, welcome back to The Bright Side. We've been talking about skin and psoriasis, specifically autoimmune issues, skin autoimmunity. I've got in my hot little hands here a textbook called Autoimmune Diseases of the Skin. And it's got chapters like, let's see here, dermatitis herpetiformis. It's like a herpes-like lesion that shows up on the skin. Nobody really knows what to do about it. It's an autoimmune disease. Scleroderma, autoimmune disease, hardening of the connective tissue. Really uncomfortable. It's like fibers that form everywhere in the connective tissue, but specifically in the connective tissue in the skin. Really awful autoimmune disease. Lupus. Mixed connective tissue disease, dermatomyositis, Sjogren's syndrome, chronic itching, or chronic urticaria as it's called. Chronic itching could be an autoimmune problem, yes. Lichen planus, that's an awful painful condition that occurs in the mucous membranes. Small vessel vasculitis, vitiligo, whitening of the skin. Alopecia, baldness, autoimmune phenomena in atopic dermatitis, that's eczema. These are all autoimmune issues. These are all autoimmune diseases. Almost all skin conditions can have an autoimmune component, or at least an immune component, and the distinction between autoimmune and immune isn't really important when it comes to reversing. Skin and immune problems go hand in hand, and this is so important for several reasons. Number one, you're not going to be able to do anything, really, to take care of the problem, and you really can take care of the problem if you address it at the level of the immune system. But even worse, if you don't take care of the problem at the causal level, it's going to devolve into other health issues. Psoriasis is well known for being associated with arthritis, heart disease, shortened longevity. And if you just take your biologic that shoots down the immune system, you still got the immune problem. You just have eliminated the body's strategy for taking care of it. And this is true about all skin health challenges. I was just reading, and I just posted. By the way, if you're interested in checking out, if you like this program, you like the kind of stuff we talk about on this program, you're interested in checking out more stuff that we talk about, like what we talk about on this program, I have a Facebook page that I just started for The Bright Side. Actually, my friend Nasima started it for The Bright Side. And just Google The Bright Side, or search in your Facebook search engine for The Bright Side. Love to have you as a member of the group. I'm posting regularly stuff I can't really talk about or don't have time to talk about on this program, and we can also answer questions, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say too. That's our Facebook page, The Bright Side. Anyway, I posted on there today about a health challenge called, get ready for this, hidradenitis suppurativa. You ever heard of that? Well, you probably have if you listen to this program because we talk about it a lot. Hidradenitis suppurativa. To me, hidradenitis suppurativa is the classic example of medical gibberish, of diagnosis gibberish, I should say, diagnostic gibberish that makes it sound much worse than it is, or much more complicated than it is, we'll say, because it is pretty bad, but much more complicated than it is. Hidradenitis suppurativa is just this alphabet soup mouthful that nobody can even pronounce and is complete gibberish to most people. But if you break it up into its component parts, hidradenitis suppurativa means pussy, boily sweat glands. That's not a good thing. It's very uncomfortable, and it's very it's very uncomfortable, and it's very cosmetically unattractive. It's awful. It's an awful condition. And people who have it are miserable, and they don't know what to do, and nobody can tell them what to do because they haven't worked backwards and broke it down and deconstructed everything. Hidradenitis suppurativa is just this medical gibberish that you don't have no idea what to do with. But if you know it's just boils in the sweat glands, if you know it's just inflammation inside the sweat glands, now you can start to work with it. If you have any kind of condition with growth and cysts and lymphatic congestion, you're dealing with a fat problem, especially lymphatic congestion. And guess what? Reading now from Dermatology Advisor, patients with hidradenitis suppurativa have a higher risk for dyslipidemia, another alphabet soup kind of chemical term. Dyslipidemia means messed up fats. We talk about messed up fats on the show all the time. Messed up fat. The idea, the distinction of fats versus water is so important to understand in chemistry, in nutrition, in biology, in health. There's a fatty system and there's a watery system. The watery system gives you energy. The fatty system is where things grow from. And I'm being very simplistic here, but it's still instructive and helpful. Skin issues are fatty issues. Dyslipidemia is means fatty issues, and it's always associated with skin issues. Dermatology Advisor tells us that hidradenitis suppurativa, boily, pussy sweat glands, have a higher risk for dyslipidemia and hypertension and diabetes and coronary artery disease than the general population, a study published in the Journal of Dermatology reports. Now, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand what's going on here. Something's happening at the bottom, and it's leading to all of these other health challenges. But if you try to treat it the standard way, you're going to get a prescription for a dyslipidemia. Maybe you'll get a pancreatin enzyme, or maybe you'll get a statin drug, or hypertension. You'll get a beta blocker, or diabetes. You'll get, some kind of insulin spiker, or some standard prescription drug. Whatever the standard insulin drugs they're giving now, metformin or glucophage or whatever. And nobody's going to take care of the fundamental problem at the bottom, which is the digestive system, the blood sugar system, and then the adrenal thyroid system. Always underneath. We had a guy on, I talked to a guy, he came on the program. He was so excited. Talked to him a couple years ago about hidradenitis suppurativa. He told me, nothing helps. I can't get anybody to help me. I said, do you have digestive problems? Yes. Well, let's start working on your digestive system. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, he calls back, oh my God, I can't believe it. Nobody could take care of it. It's not me. It's just logic. And we had him on the program, actually. In any case, if you have a skin condition, psoriasis, I have some more stuff to talk about psoriasis here, hidradenitis suppurativa, whatever it is, acne, eczema, rosacea, boom, digestive system, boom, blood sugar system, boom, adrenal thyroid complex, triangle of disease, same as with any other health challenge. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Back on The Bright Side. Pharmacist Ben here. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We'll take your calls at the bottom of the hour. If you want to check out our True Skin Health products, you go to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Got some holiday specials and a gift box coming up here, hopefully out in the next week or two. And also have blog posts and various articles and videos up at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Never any preservatives, fragrances, silicone oil, fillers, water, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our True Skin Health products. They were all born in my compounding pharmacy, used to treat wounds and burns and various skin health issues. And what I saw was people would come back for their refills and their skin would be more beautiful, and it dawned on me that healing is beauty. If you heal the skin, it's going to be more beautiful. And if you can't put your anti-aging product on a cut or scrape or wound and have it heal that cut or scrape or wound or speed up the healing of the cut or scrape or wound, it's not a wrinkle product or an anti-aging product, because they're the same mechanisms. Healing and beauty are the same mechanisms. TruthTreatments.com for all Truth Skin Health products. If you want to check out the longevity products, go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And even better, click on the Join the Team link, sign up to join the Brightside Ben team. Also, check out our Facebook page, or Facebook group, I guess, The Bright Side. Just search for The Bright Side under groups. It's not a page. I think there's a distinction between pages and groups from what I'm reading on my text messages. Anyway, Facebook group, The Bright Side, and we post regularly, as well as invite you guys to post, invite you guys to communicate. It's a great place for me to get to know you, you to get to know me, and also to do lives, to do Facebook Lives. So that's The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben, our Facebook group. And we are talking about the skin, and we're going to be talking about the skin for a while. I find the skin extremely fascinating. I've been working with it for many, many years, and the misunderstandings we have in the skincare world, skin world, we'll say, is why we have such a huge skincare business, and simultaneously people are just not satisfied with their skincare. You know, the skincare product that we use today was developed in the modern age by Helena Rubinstein and people that like her in the middle of the 19th century, and we're still using the creams and lotions that were developed back then, because it's kind of like a formula. It's a template for how you make a skincare product. Skincare is just so misunderstood. Most misunderstood, and really it's misunderstood for a couple reasons. First of all, it's on the outside, so we care about it a lot more than we care about the organs on the inside, because everybody sees our skin. And secondly, because it's covered with a surface that hides its dynamic and ever-present, ever-ceaseless movement. There's movement and dynamism going on under the surface of the skin, just like in the ocean, there's movement and dynamism going on under the surface of the ocean. Same idea, that in the skin, underneath, it's like an organ. It's bloody, it's gooey, it's stuff you don't want to see. Like, you don't want to see your liver, you don't want to see your heart, you don't want to see the dermis, the stuff underneath the skin surface. But because it's hidden like that, we think we can just rub stuff on the surface and hope for the best. It really is kind of a silly thing. And then, not to mention the fact that we don't even know what we're rubbing on most of the time. It really is kind of like superstitious and silly when you think about it, just rubbing it on. It's kind of a superstition. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're putting on there. It's kind of like a ritual. Not that there's anything wrong with ritual, and not that there's anything wrong with rubbing stuff on, because you are actually activating sensory nerves when you rub stuff on, but you don't need a fancy product to do that with. On the other hand, if you know what you're doing with a skincare product, you can drive in substances to the lower levels and, in essence, feed skin cells like you feed cells when you eat food. That's one of the beautiful things about the skin, is it allows us access from the outside in. So the most important thing to me, or the most important misunderstanding, depending on how you look at it, about the skin, is that we don't see it as an organ. We don't see it as dynamic. We don't see it as innervated, that is, that it has a nervous system, and most importantly, that it has an immune system, that it is an immune system. All skin conditions involve the skin immune system. You can't treat a skin condition without treating immunity. Immunity is defense. Defense means something is offending. If you have a defensive response, you got an offending agent. Now, it is a little slightly more complex in the sense that the offending agent can be deficiency, as well as it can be something that's actively getting into the system. And by into the system, we mean into the blood. So things are getting into the blood, or they're not getting into the blood. That's it. That's medicine in a nutshell, folks. That's dermatology in a nutshell. That's skincare in a nutshell. The wrong stuff's getting in, the right stuff isn't. If you have a health challenge. Or if you're healthy, the right stuff is getting in and the wrong stuff isn't. And by the way, wrong stuff getting into the system is pretty much unavoidable if you're going to be living the standard American lifestyle. You got to be a little weird to avoid the wrong stuff into the blood. Even then, it's almost impossible. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I forgot who it was, but it was a youngster. Oh, I remember who it was. Anyway, this is a young guy, and he was all freaked out about toxicity in the environment, and he was actually kind of depressed about it. And I can see why it could be depressing, because we live in a toxic world. There's no getting around it. We live in a world where extinctions happen, and guess what? Human beings may be on the list. I don't think so personally, because I think we're here for a reason, but from a purely biological and evolutionary point of view, there's no getting around the fact that we have toxed up the environment so far, so deeply and so profoundly and so dramatically that a case could be made that human beings are on the road to being extinct, or at least the ground has been laid for human being extinction. I don't think it's going to happen, but face it. There's dead zones in the ocean. There's chlorine in the water, and fluoride in the water, and antibiotics in the water. There's only God knows what's in the air. Hundreds of different chemicals are in the air that shouldn't be in there. There's electromagnetic pollution. There's all kinds of toxicity, and you can't freak out about it. You just got to understand that that's the world we live in. But what you can do is you can be proactive by supplementing and by not interacting with the food and the water any more than you absolutely have to. And not eating processed food, that's for sure. Sugar and processed foods are major pro-inflammatory factors. Sugar especially. There's a chemical reaction that occurs between sugar and nerves and sugar in the immune system and sugar in cells that is completely anti-health. And we eat 150 to 180 pounds of this stuff every year per person on average, some people more. So there's lots of strategies we have, but we have to understand that for dealing with our skin issues, but you have to understand the link between the skin on the outside and the immune system mostly, and you just say the metabolism and the biochemistry on the inside. There's no skin disease, with rare exceptions, that occurs that does not have internal correlates that are linked to lifestyle. That is powerful stuff. They're linked to lifestyle. So that means that there's lots we can do if we have eczema, psoriasis, or any of these autoimmune issues, dermatomyositis, Sjogren's syndrome, lichen planus, chronic itching, lupus, scleroderma, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, it's time to take a break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We do have lines open for you. We want to hear from you. If you have a comment or success story, we want to hear from you as well. And if you've used our Truth Skin Health products, I'd love to hear what your take is on that, truthtreatments.com. And by the way, if you want to be on our Moment of Truth email or text list, send a note to Robin at Truth Treatments and let her know that you want to be on the Moment of Truth email or text list. All right, we'll be back on The Bright Side right after this. Back on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, and we have lines open for you. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, the longevity products, our Truth Skin Health products, or a comment or a success story, we'd love to hear from you. 844-236-6010. You can purchase longevity products by calling 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. You can also head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com and purchase longevity products, or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off the websites as well. All right, we get your calls here momento, in just a moment, from U.S. Pharmacist. 1/3 of patients on PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, Nexium, for example, Prilosec, don't get relief. Symptoms of GI reflux aren't resolved in nearly 1/3 of patients on proton pump inhibitors. Well, no kidding. Proton pump inhibitors just stop acid from happening. The idea that it's acid or too much acid that causes heartburn or gastroesophageal reflux, GERD, GERD, is not true. Yes, you can probably slow down. If you don't produce acid, you won't necessarily have heartburn, but if you have a loose, flappy connection between the esophagus and the stomach, the so-called sphincter. If you have a loose sphincter, stuff's going to splash up. The sphincter becomes loose from wrong foods. The sphincter becomes loose from problems with with the small intestine. The sphincter becomes loose because of cortisol. It's all the same kind of things, people. You got heartburn, you got a food problem and a digestive problem. But we take Nexium and we take Prilosec because nobody knows what the heck GERD is, and nobody tells us. Nobody tells us exactly what's going on here. With the exception of this program, you don't hear about the underneath fundamental causal levels, the causes behind the symptoms. We're always dealing with the symptoms. Speaking of which, high blood levels of vitamin D linked to reduced estrogen and potentially lower breast cancer risk. Vitamin D comes from the sun. Vitamin D lowers estrogen levels. If people have breast cancer, estrogen-dependent breast cancers, they get put on a drug that reduces estrogen. The sun does it. Vitamin D does it. If you have an estrogenic health issue, and there are numerous ones, fibromyalgia, endometriosis, fibroids and cysts, you're more likely than not going to be put on some kind of hormone if they don't do surgery to take out part of your organ system. Well, guess what? You probably want to work on eliminating estrogen through the colon, using flax seeds, using magnesium, using vitamin C, staying away from problem foods. It's all really the same thing. And by the way, anybody who wants to control or balance estrogen levels needs to be studying or learning or just using essential fatty acids, EFAs. EFAs act like natural statin drugs. EFAs act like natural estrogens. EFAs are critical for skin health. EFAs are critical for all hormone health. Essential fatty acids, that is. And vitamin D, for that matter, is important. So is vitamin E and vitamin A. That's the fatty nutrients and fatty minerals like zinc and selenium. The fat system. Understanding the fat system of the body. Fat system is growth. Fat system is thrival. The fat system is stress management. The watery system, the B complex, vitamin C, and electrolytes, those are for energy. Those are the ones you're constantly urinating out and you're constantly deficient in because you're losing them. The fats are the ones that you're deficient in because you're not getting them. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. And by the way, Beyond Tangy Tangerine helps you handle the watery side of things, but it doesn't help you handle the fatty side of things. For the fatty side of things, you need to be focusing on that intentionally, with most especially digestive support. Because it ain't what you take, it's what you digest and absorb. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's say good morning to Sue in Arizona. What's going on, Sue?
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to ask you, for years I had gut issues, and I was always going between constipation, diarrhea, back and forth. And
what do you mean for years? Since you were a kid?
Since my 20s, probably.
Wow.
And anyway, I just found in March, I started taking, I had taken it before, but this time I'm taking it in powder form. It's colostrum, LD.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
what did you say, colostrum what? Colostrum what? What was
LD,
the second thing?
LD, it stands for liposomal delivery.
Okay. I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, I put it in 6 ounces of water right as soon as I wake up, 2 teaspoons, and shake it up and drink it, and I do it again at night. Anyway, it cured. I had leaky gut syndrome I suffered, and it seems to have, I have no food allergies, everything is fine, but it apparently, from what I've read, the literature that I got from the company, it helps with so many different things, and I'm just wondering, what, I took it once before, when I was in my 20s, and I totally forgot about this. It was in a pill form, and it was chewable. So I think there was a lot of sugar. It tasted,
Sweet.
like sugary. Yeah. So, and it worked, except I think this works a lot better. Just wondering if there's any...
Oh, yeah. It's amazing stuff.
Anything negative about it that you know?
Well, no. Well, if you have milk allergies, you may have a reaction to it, but colostrum is the first milk that comes out of the animal. The first milk is like it's the most nutrient-dense milk. And by nutrients, I'm not just talking about standard nutrients that we think about with vitamins and minerals, but specialized nutrients that are found nowhere else, specifically for building the immune system. There are molecules in milk in general that nature has set up. Nature has a system where the baby grows from milk. So milk just has everything you need, including factors, and I say that specifically. I'm using the word factors specifically. That's a chemistry word, including factors that are found nowhere else in nature. No other food, no other supplement, unless you use this as a supplement. You can't find this anywhere else in nature. It's singular. They go by names like PRPs, protein-rich polypeptides, growth factors, lactoferrin, various immune factors. I mean, it's just unbelievably packed with nutrients that you get nowhere else. Colostrum is super, super, super nutritional. Now, I don't know about the liposomal colostrum because, colostrum is pretty well handled by the body. I'm not sure what the purpose of the liposome is, but although they may be thinking that in the stomach some of those peptides get broken down, I guess maybe that's the thinking. Why they coat it into a liposome. In any case, if if you're getting benefit from it, that's great. But whatever you do, colostrum is an awesome, awesome nutritional supplement. You got to make sure, like all dairy products, it's coming from animals that don't have the hormones and the antibiotics and the things they give animals, because that'll come out in the colostrum too. But the good stuff is really amazing. I hadn't heard that about leaky gut, but I know it's good for the gut. So because of those immune globulins. There's a product Gingevity has. It's not exactly colostrum because it comes from eggs, but it's along the same ideas. They preload the eggs with immune globulins, which you'll find naturally in colostrum. It's along the same lines, not exactly the same thing. But colostrum, long story short, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of colostrum.
Okay.
You want to hang on? You got anything else you want to say?
Well, I have another question on RPS.
Okay, hang on. We got to take a commercial. Okay, and by the way, colostrum is also really good for your skin. It helps skin cells grow too. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Okay, we're back on The Bright Side talking to Sue in Arizona about colostrum. Sue, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, Sue. So, colostrum first milk, awesome stuff. It's got what's so cool about colostrum, in addition to the fact that it's really easy for the body to handle and it's all natural, is there's things in colostrum you can't get anywhere else. There's no supplements that have all of these nutrients in them, and they're especially important for the immune system, which means the digestive system. So, I hadn't heard about leaky gut, but it makes perfect sense. Go ahead. What were you going to ask me there, Susan?
Yeah, well, I had heard you on Coast to Coast, and I tried to call the other day. They were talking, it was maybe a couple months ago, about the fact that most people are lithium deficient.
Lithium deficient. You heard that probably from Dr. Wallach. That sounds like something he would have said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any standard. I don't know that there's any standard amount of lithium that people need. So it's not like it's diagnosed lithium deficiency, but the things that lithium is involved with, especially brain health and mental health, those, based on the symptoms and based on the incidence of mental health problems and emotional health problems and brain problems, you can infer maybe lithium deficiency, but I don't know that there's like a measurement of lithium and how much you need and what a deficiency state is. It's you know what I'm saying? It's not like there's a standard lithium deficiency RDA state that everybody has to have a certain amount of, and it's been tested not to have that amount. I don't even know if there's a RDA for lithium, to tell you the truth. So I don't know if there's something like frank, full-blown lithium deficiency disease, but the incidences of problems associated with problems in systems that need lithium would imply that there may be. Does that make sense? I know it's kind of confusing.
Yeah. Well, the reason I ask is I had some mental health issues, and I was taking Geodon, and I didn't want to take.
What is that? Geodon?
Geodon.
That's a brand name for something. I'm not sure exactly what that is.
Yeah, it's for schizophrenia or bipolar disorder.
It's a supplement?
No, it's
it's a prescription drug. It's a prescription drug called Geodon?
Yeah, anyway, I was trying to find a natural substitute, and I found a chiropractor who put me recently on lithium, like 1 microgram.
That's not the same thing. It's nowhere near the same thing. Geodon is a kick-butt antipsychotic.
Right.
I hadn't even heard of it, but the chemistry, based on the chemistry of it, it's really powerful stuff.
Right, and so...
Did they have to test your blood? Did they have to test your blood or your liver at all?
Well, they wanted to, but I don't want... I'm trying to just get out of that whole system.
Lithium's not the same thing. If you want to do one thing... Yeah, lithium's... Is it helping you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Lithium is nowhere near the same thing as Geodon, but that's really good. You didn't need the Geodon. You needed some good nutrition. So you may have been deficient. That's very possible. Lithium is found typically found in grains, and it's like a vegetable. It's grains and vegetables. It's a plant mineral. It's in the soil and plant mineral, but you don't really know about soil minerals because you don't know what's in that specific soil. All soils are different, and you don't know where the plants and vegetables are grown. So it's possible. Springs, spring water is a good source of lithium. It's hard to say, but if you took it and you did better, that's definitely a sign that you needed it. That's the best. Ultimately, that's the best way to determine whether you needed it. And the fact that lithium worked for you as well as a prescription drug says a lot right there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are there any side effects to it or
lithium?
Negative anything? Yeah.
No. No. I mean, I suppose you could take ridiculous amounts of it, but it's a food mineral. It's a food element. You can take crazy amounts of it, maybe, and I don't. You'd have to take a lot. You'd have to take a lot.
I'm taking a lot of B vitamins with it, but that seems to be, and it's only one. It's like a millionth of a milligram, right? I mean, I'm hardly. It's just like a microdose, but it seems to.
Oh, B12.
No. The lithium is one. 150 micrograms is the one pill.
That's a small amount, but I mean, you'd have to. You don't want to swallow the whole bottle. You can theoretically overdose on it, but you have to take a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would know. It would be you would know. You'd probably be really tired. Is what would happen. You'd be knocked out. Lithium is. They say it's anti-manic. Meaning it kind of stabilizes mania. It's interesting because it's a prescription drug. The same stuff you buy in a nutrition store is a prescription drug also. Lithium's similar to, I mean, you could theoretically overdose, but it's very difficult. Does that help?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, good. Take care. Thanks for calling. David in Pennsylvania, what's going on? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Thank you, Ben. Good morning. I'm calling for a young mother that has a son. He's almost 3 years old and showing signs of possible autism. He hasn't had any vaccines, and they were pretty strict with his diet, but as he got a little bit older, then they were not as strict.
Doesn't matter. Strict, it could be strict in the wrong way. It usually is a gut problem. Usually, autism has a very significant digestive component. I would be looking for digestive issues. Forget about how you think what foods you think are good. Go by how the patient or the child's digestive system is working. Constipation, loose stools, heartburn, discomfort. All of those are signs that it's the wrong kind of food. And autism, the link between autism and the digestive system is pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Now there are emotional. It's kind of tricky when you're dealing with mental and emotional manifestations of things, because we cope. We learn to cope with our environment with mental strategies that may appear like mental illness, autism or schizophrenia, for example. These are dysfunctional coping mechanisms where we learn to cope with our environment, and so you got to deal with it. You got to deal with these issues on that level, on the mental and emotional level. But from a physical level, the connection between the digestive system and autism is really solid. That's the first thing I would be doing.
Okay. The mom, I forgot the reason I said young mom. She is dealing with Crohn's, which she tries to control with her diet. So we don't know if any of that with digestive health, has passed down to the
Absolutely. Well, she's breastfeeding. Did she breastfeed?
She did for the first 13
she could have
months.
easily passed various immune factors, immune stimulants, antigens into the system through her breast milk. Easily that could have happened. The kid probably has, he should be not checked, but he should be observed. You don't need to have an official diagnosis for it, but he should be observed for manifestations of digestive problems. And I would bet the farm that that's really what you're looking at with this kid. All right, I want to get one more call in, David. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Melody, real quick, what's going on? You get the last word today on the bright side.
Hey, good morning. Quick question. I'm taking pregnenolone. I just started, and I wanted to know.
You know, it's now a prescription drug. I was just reading there's a prescription drug version of pregnenolone. The same stuff that I've been talking about for years is now a prescription drug for, I think, for menopausal symptoms or for hot flashes. Pregnenolone is awesome stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's
have you got
where
any
I'm
benefits yet? Any benefits yet?
Well, I just started yesterday, and I wanted to know dosage and for how long. Is there a concern for taking it every day?
No, there's no concern with taking it every day. It's very, very benign and gentle. And, you know, the worst thing that happens if you take too much is you'll get tired. But 100 milligrams or so, 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams. What do you have? Usually they come in 100 milligram capsules or tablets.
Actually, it's 25 milligrams or little lozenges they dissolve, and then it says take no more than 50 a day. What?
Yeah, they say 50 a day.
Why would they say 50?
Yeah,
50, no more than.
You can't really. 50 is a good place to start, but you could take 100, but 50 is a good place to be. 50 to 100. Some people take 200.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And it said to take for no longer than 30 days. Is that?
Well, that's called cover your behind. It is a hormone, but there's no toxicity associated with it, and there's a lot of benefits.
Okay, well, that's what I'm. Hopefully, that's what's going to do it for me. So.
Okay, good deal. Let us know.
Okay, thanks so much, Ben.
How did you hear? Did you hear about it from us?
Yeah, well, it was a blog. I was looking at your blog. You had one on pregnenolone. I wrote down. I ordered all the nutrients that you said that would help as well. I'm doing all the probiotics
What are you taking
and omegas.
What are you taking the pregnenolone for? Do you mind me asking?
For my whole sleep, basically, to be able to sleep better, sleep through the night.
Yeah, I would appreciate if you shoot us a text or go to our Facebook page, let us know, or call and let us know. And for you guys who are smoking a lot of pot out there, pregnenolone can help balance out cannabis intoxication for potheads. All right. Thanks, Melody. Appreciate it. And that's it. That's all the time we have for today on The Bright Side. Thank you for listening. And check out our websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com for longevity products, truthtreatments.com for truth skin health products, and our new Facebook group, The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.